Hola y buenos días. Soy el señor Maurice, maestro de español. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Today, we're going to review the things that we've been learning about in this unit, and then we're going to play Lotería to help us review. So let's go ahead and get started with our opening song. Canten conmigo. Hola, hola, buenos días, bienvenidos, ¿cómo están? Todos juntos ya estamos listos para aprender. Muy bien cantado. Now, one of the first things that we did in this unit was to learn the numbers up to 1,000. Remember that just like in English, there was a system to naming the numbers. The unidades, or ones as we call them, were easy. So let's go ahead and review all of those numbers now. Repitan todos. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we talked about the tens. And we said those were 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And then we talked about the hundreds. And these were pretty easy too. Repitan todos. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and 1,000. All right. Hopefully you've gotten a chance to go over those some in your classroom. Now the next thing that we talked about was using the numbers to measure things. We talked about linear measurement using, remember, centímetros, which were about as wide as your finger, metros, which, you know, if you put your arms out, they're about that big, okay, and then kilometros, that you're way over there. And we talked about weighing things using the metric system. We talked about 2 units. We talked about gramos. Gramos, that's the real light one. It's really small. And kilogramo. And the kilogramo was the big, heavy one. So you remember which you would use to measure what, right? Ahora, vamos a ver el video de pesando y midiendo. Pongan atención y repitan todos. Ahora, vamos a medir usando centímetros, metros y kilómetros. Ahora voy a medir la altura de mi hijo. Ven, Jackson. Para medir la altura de mi hijo, voy a usar centímetros, metros o kilómetros. Párate aquí. Muy bien. Jackson mide 117 centímetros. Usamos centímetros. Y ahora voy a medir la altura de un árbol. ¿Qué voy a usar para medir? ¿Un centímetro? ¿Un metro? ¿O un kilómetro? Voy a usar un metro. Mide 4 metros. 1 metro. Ahora voy a medir la distancia que corro. ¿Qué voy a usar para medir? ¿Un centímetro? ¿Un metro? ¿O un kilómetro? Pues vamos a ver. Pasamos 100 metros. Pasamos 200 metros. Pasamos 300 metros. Pasamos 400 metros. Pasamos 500 metros. Pasamos 600 metros. Pasamos 700 metros. Pasamos 800 metros. Pasamos 900 metros. Corrí 1000 metros. Yo corrí 1 kilómetro. Sometimes they use kilometers when they measure distances on highways. 1 kilómetro. Ahora voy a pesar un lápiz. Para pesar un lápiz, ¿qué unidad de medida voy a usar? Voy a usar gramos o kilogramos. A ver, el lápiz, 2 gramos, 4 gramos, 5 gramos, 1 lápiz pesa 5 gramos. Usamos gramos. Ahora voy a pesar a mi hija. Emily, ven acá. Para pesar a mi hija, ¿qué voy a usar? ¿Gramos o kilogramos? Vamos a ver. Párate aquí. Pesa 32 kilogramos. Usamos
kilogramos.
Now, since we were talking about measuring things, we talked about measuring time. And this was easy because most of the words were cognates. There isn't a metric system of time. So what did we use to measure how long you can hold your breath? In Spanish, segundos. Segundos. And that looks like seconds. What would you use to measure how long this Spanish lesson is? Minutos. Minutos. Minutes. Pretty easy, huh? What unit of measure do you use to know how long you stay at school every day? Horas. Horas. Hours. Okay. What do we call a quarter of an hour in Spanish? Quarter. Un cuarto de hora. Does anyone remember what we call a half an hour? Media hora. Media hora. And if we want to say that it's 5 minutes until 4 o'clock, we can say faltan 5 para las 4. We talked about the calendar. We said lunes es un día. Okay, día. We said hay 7 días en una semana. Una semana. And if we have about 4 semanas, maybe a little bit more, we have what you might leave in your room sometimes, un mes. Un mes. Hay 12 meses en un año. Okay? And then the 2 days at the end of the week are called el fin de semana. We went through that pretty quickly, so why don't you take a moment to review with this video. Pongan atención y repitan todos.
La hora. Este es un reloj. Marca la hora. Este es un segundo. Este es un minuto. Esta es una hora. Este es un cuarto de hora. Esta es media hora. Según el reloj, faltan 5 para las 2. El calendario. Este es un día. Hay 7 días en una semana. Este es el fin de semana. Hay 28 a 31 días en un mes, según el mes. Hay 12 meses en un año.
Now, last lesson, we examined las estaciones del año. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at those in Spanish. The first one here, where the leaves are falling, is called el otoño. El otoño. And this one, where there's a lot of snow out, is called el invierno, because you want to go inside. Invierno. Flowers start to come up, everything's turning green in la primavera. And oh, the sun is shining so nice, and it's so warm in el verano. And then we talked about the weather during the seasons with this question, ¿qué tiempo hace? Pues, ¿qué tiempo hace en otoño? Caen hojas. The leaves fall down. ¿Qué tiempo hace en invierno? Oh, all of this white stuff is falling out of the sky. We say, nieva, nieva. Oh, in spring it's so nice because things grow, and they grow because llueve, llueve. That's right, it's raining, isn't it? And in el verano, oh, the sun is out, it's so bright, we say, hace calor, hace calor. Muy bien. Ahora vamos a repasar con lotería. Okay? Now you should all have your game boards out and ready to go. Your game board should look like this. Go ahead and choose one of the game boards that you will use and get something to mark your answers with. You might want to use beans or pennies or little tokens, whatever you have available. Okay? And let's go ahead and start playing the first one. If you have this on your sheet, un elefante pesa 5,500 kilogramos. If you have that on your sheet, go ahead and cover it now. The next one, una hora. If you have una hora on your sheet, go ahead and cover it. Oh, that one's on mine. I'm going to cover it up. If you have otoño, otoño on your sheet, mark it down. Un mes, un mes. If you have un mes on your activity sheet, go ahead and mark it now, please. How about this? Un lápiz mide. And remember, this word mide means to measure. Mide 19 centímetros. So don't get confused between pesa, which is to weigh, and mide. This one is to measure 19 centímetros. So we're talking about how long it is. If you have that, go ahead and mark it. Oh, how about this one? De Washington a Los Ángeles son 4,200 kilómetros. If you have that, go ahead and mark it now. Kilómetros, that's for measuring big things. If you have mil, go ahead and mark that. 300. If you have this number on your game board, go ahead and mark it. 300. Un elefante mide 3 metros. That's right. Mide, remember we're measuring. Hey, look at this. Lotería. Lotería. All right. Well, I tell you what, do you guys think we have time for another game? Let's go ahead and try a quick one. You can go ahead and change boards around if you want to. Go ahead and change them around. And we're going to have to play this one pretty quickly, so everybody pay attention. If you have this on your board, lunes, lunes es un día, go ahead and mark that. How about una semana? If you have una semana, mark it. Primavera. Oh yeah, it's raining out there. Llueve. Un año. If you have un año, go ahead and mark it on yours. Un lápiz pesa 5 gramos. Now remember, this one is weighing. Pesa 5 gramos. Mark that one. Invierno. If you have that, go ahead and mark it down. Una calaca. And that's when we talked about el Día de los Muertos. Un minuto. If you have un minuto, go ahead and mark it down now. Un lápiz mide 19 centímetros. Un lápiz mide 19. Hey, look at this. Check it out. Lotería. Lotería. Well, y'all should keep practicing because the next lesson will be the evaluation lesson. It's a chance for us to see how the Spanish lessons are doing. I'm sure you're all going to do fine. Pero ya tenemos que despedirnos. For a goodbye song today, let's sing Cielito Lindo. Canten conmigo. De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. Until next class, adiós.